Good afternoon. I'm Jiro from Tufsuit Hong Kong Limited and welcome all of you to join this webinar. Today, I would like to bring you the information regarding costs and drawstring on children's clothing in the EU market. In my presentation today, there will be 5 sessions. Introduction of General Product Safety Directive, so-called GPSD. The product record analysis regarding hot topics and soft-line products. Also, the Harmonised Standard EN 14682 for cord and drawstring. Its requirement versus the safety gauge alerts. I also want to share some news to you about the upcoming version of the EN 14682. Finally, there will be Q&A section. Under the General Product Safety Directive, GPSD, each party should need to pay effort to ensure the products are safe in the market. Regarding the traceability issue, as manufacturer or importer, at least they need to put their name or trademark as well as the address on the product or its packaging. For authorities and member states, they will play the main role as market surveillance to monitor product safety and take appropriate action against unsafe items. Moreover, they are also responsible to exchange information rapidly for the unsafe products every week, and they can be found on a system called Safety Gate, formerly known as WAPIX. Excuse me. In this slide, you can see the screen capture of the web page of Safety Gate. Everyone can search the recall products as simply click on the weekly reports published on every Friday to have an overview. In this chart, you can find the 4 most representative product categories in the recall portal, and they are toys, motor vehicles, clothing items, and equipment. As some of you may know, there is the enhancement on toy restrictions starting from 2019, and that's why you can see the growth of the recall products in toy area. Now, I'm showing you the top 3 risks for clothing items in this chart. And they are strangulation, injuries, sometimes smallpox were presented in the item, which cause choking hazard. Also, there are some chemical concerns under which regulation, such as azo dyes, lead, and etc. Here we can see the main concern for clothing items is about strangulation, but the figures show a decreasing trend, and I think one of the reasons is the awareness of the Harmonised Standard EN 4682. EN 4682 is the Harmonised Standard adopted by the EU nations, and it aims to reduce the accident happen on the cord and drawstrings on children's clothing. Product compliance to this standard are presumed to be safe with respect to associated risks. The scope of this standard covers children's clothing such as disc-good costume and ski apparel. Those target end users are the children age of 14 years old. Some of the products can enjoy the exemptions from this standard due to the design restrictions. Examples are belts, braces, aprons, bags, and etc. Okay, so in the following slides, I will introduce the requirement in the standard, and I will also share the recall notification in parallel to let you have a better understanding. Before going through difference requirement, some definitions are necessary to know. According to the standard, 4 parts, Song A, B, C, and D are introduced, and difference requirements are designated for each song. You can find the most stringent requirement on Song A because it is about life and death of the children, and the area are concerning about head, leg, and upper chest area. As I mentioned before, the target age group of this standard is up to 14 years old. 2 age groups are separated as young child and older child. The requirements for each group are slightly different as well. Furthermore, the technical terms you need to be aware of are the tie belt and sash, which is decorative or a functional piece of any material of not less than 3 centimeters with tie around the chest or waist area of a garment. Drawstring and functional cords are used to adjust the size of the opening or fasten the garment itself. The main difference is drawstring need to pass through a channel, loop, or eyelet, or similar stuff. Excuse me. For the decorative cord, it is quite easy to understand because that is not intended to be used to adjust any size. Not only the standard include the requirement for each song or area, but actually there is also the general limit for all areas song A, B, C, and D. In this example, knots or 3-dimensional embellishments are not permitted at the 3 ends and along the length of the 3 ends. The purpose of the requirement is to reduce the chance of accidents during various activity of a child leading to injuries. For example, when they are getting off the bus, the cord might be trapped by the bus door. Some of the suppliers want to use toggle on the drawstring. However, they need to pay attention on the design that toggles shall only be used on drawstrings with no 3 ends or decorative cords. With the same reason, drawstrings shall be attached to the garment in at least 1 point at middle. Otherwise, they can become tracked during various activity of the child leading to injuries. And now, I would like to introduce you the requirement for each song. The first song is song A, mainly on head, leg, and upper chest area, as I mentioned before. Drawstrings or functional cords are not permitted in the head, leg, or upper chest area of garment intended for young children. Decorative cords shall not be permitted anywhere on the hood or at the back of the neck of garments intended for young children. Below, you can see the example from recall notification, and drawstring was presented on the hood. The clothing intended for older children, there are some others requirements, such as drawstring shall not have 3 ends, no protruding loop. When the garment is open to its largest maximum protruding loop circumference shall be 15 centimeters. when the garment is at its smallest opening position. Toggles shall be fixed to the garment if used for adjustment of drawstrings. In this case, it is really not recommended the toggles are used on the clothing either, because sometimes they are not fixed tightly during shipping. Functional cords can be used on the clothing intended for older children, but the length shall not be more than 7.5 centimeters and shall not be made from the elastic cord. The shoulder strap used on the young children clothing shall not have free ends external to the garment when worn. Decorative cords attached to a shoulder strap shall not have free ends longer than 7.5 centimeters, and fixed loops shall be no more than 7.5 centimeters in circumference. In this regard, below are the acceptable mechanism to affix and adjust the length of the shoulder strap. For example, permanently fixed to the front and back, use buttons, press fasteners between the cord are also the good solution. On the other hand, the shoulder strap are allowed to use on the older child clothing. Shoulder strap are allowed provided free ends are no longer than 14 centimeters from the point at which they are to be tied, and fixed loops are no more than 7.5 centimeters in circumference. In the following example, the fixed loop circumference is more than 7.5 centimeters, which will cause injuries. Halter leg style garments shall be constructed with no free ends in the leg and foot. Most of the recall products in this case are girls' bikini, and you can see the example here. Please remember this kind of design is not allowed for children clothing in the EU. And the possible solution is the use of the clip or fastening of two cords, provided that these do not result in free ends of cord when garment is worn. Another solution is to use ring and slider mechanism, provided the strap, including the loop, shall lie flat to the body when worn. And now, let's go to the zone B. That's about the chest and breast area. Those trousers, shorts, skirts, and similar clothing shall not have free ends of drawstrings longer than 20 centimeters at each end when the garment is in a relaxed lateral state. Garments shall not have functional cords longer than 20 centimeters. Girls' bikini are the hot recall example again due to the design that's really not suitable for the children use. Garments do not have deck. Garment and trousers, shorts, and skirts I talked about just now. These children coats shall not have free ends of drawstring longer than 14 centimeters at each end when the garment is open to its largest and live thread. And those garments shall not have protruding loops on drawstrings with no free ends when the garment is open to its largest and live thread. The toggle design on this we call children jacket is the common mistake, as they shall be fixed to the garment according to the standard. And they shall not have functional cords longer than 14 centimeters. That is such a clear requirement and easy to follow. Well, there is a requirement for tie belts or sashes tied at the back and at the front or side. Firstly, I would like to talk about the one tied at the back. And here is the reminder in case you forgot the definition. Tie belts are the decorative or functional piece of any material of not less than 3 centimeters width. The tie belt for young and older children, same requirements are stated that the length shall not be more than 36 centimeters. Additionally, the tie belt for young children shall not hang below the hem of the garment when untied. The photo I'm showing to you is one of the unsafe examples. The tie belts or sashes tied at the front and side for both age groups. Excuse me. Length shall not be more than 36 centimeters when measured from the point where they are to be tied. Okay, that's the time of Zone C, the requirement below hip area. For the lower edge of garments which hang below the crotch, drawstrings, functional cords, or decorative cords, including any toggle, shall not hang below the lower edge of the garment. Example 1 and 2 are the unacceptable design. Moreover, drawstring, functional cords, or decorative cords and the lower edge of the garment shall lie flat against the garment when the garment is tightened or fastened. That's quite common to find a product with fringe on the market. Standard also state clearly the fringe are considered as a series of decorative cords and need to comply with specific requirement at each zone. Okay, the final one is Zone D. This is concerning about the back area of children's clothing. Children's garments shall not have drawstrings or functional cords that emerge from the back of the garment or to be tied at the back. If the width is more than 3 centimeters, the cord will be considered as tie belt or sash, and you can refer to the relevant requirement in Zone B, we just came across. Decorative cords shall not be more than 7.5 centimeters in length and shall have no knot, toggled, or three-dimensional embellishment. Besides Zone A to D, the standard also includes the requirement of the sleeves. Sometimes you may see there is knot on the long sleeve like in example A, and actually that is not allowed on the children's clothing under the standard. Drawstrings, functional cords, and decorative cords at the lower edge of long sleeves shall not be outside the garment, and example B is the correct design. Another requirement is those cords positioned below the elbow of the long sleeves shall not hang below the lower edge, and free ends shall be no longer than 7.5 centimeters. Drawstrings, functional cords, and decorative sleeves, provided the sleeve finish above the elbow. The maximum protruding length permitted depends on each age group, and they are 7.5 centimeters for young children, while 14 centimeters for older children and young persons. The current version of EN4682 is 2014, and there seems to be a number of new designs available on the market. Therefore, European Commission thinks it's the time to update the standard to meet the list of industry. The working group of the draft version have been formed, and the working document is still in an early stage. It's assumed that the draft will be published in the first or second quarter of 2021, and the final standards should be ready by the end of next year. As far as we know, there are something newly added, such as a new part, Zone E, will be introduced for arm area. And the rationale for specific garment features like free hanging panels on toy costume will be added. Also, more examples will be included for clearer interpretation. If there will be any update information regarding the progress, we will prepare our newsletter immediately. To catch up with the latest news of regulation and standards, please stay tuned to our website, our LinkedIn page, and you are also welcome to send us an email directly for any information. In addition, our research team prepare global handbooks for labeling and regulatory requirements for soft-line products. Just feel free to contact our colleagues for the details. And that's the end of my presentation. And I think we should receive some questions from some of you. Thank you.